Well, there's obviously quite a bit of emotions. Disappointment being right at the top. Trying to think what we as a team could have possibly done better. But as I said in the post-match there, like innings like that is just, it's one of the innings that will get spoken about for a lot of years still. Yeah, I'm probably go back and think what we could have done differently. When I was out there thinking, try all the different tactics, try the spinner, try the seamers, try bringing the field up, try keeping the field down. But he just manoeuvred beautifully with the tail the whole time. He managed to get the strike. He probably faced 90% of the balls, and that's where you as opposition is trying to make sure you bowl as many balls as possible at the number 11. For me, that the pressure of Test cricket is obviously, because it's a different format there. You're bowling to one player the whole time. It's just some days you got to say well played. It wasn't through our mistakes. It's not like we dropped catches when the game was on the line, or it was purely just a superhuman effort with a bat. And if that happens in 2020 cricket, white ball cricket, or one-day cricket, or in Test match cricket, that's got nothing to do with us and pressure. It's how well someone else plays. Yeah, but it's good enough for any. Dale Steyn does it to the top order. It was just too good for the number 11. It was swinging past his bat, and probably a top order batter would nick those balls. But because the ball was swinging a little bit through there, he would be missing it by quite a bit. So that's why I say the focus will be to try and make sure you can hit the stumps. But yes, a new ball in hand, overcast conditions. I would back any of our fast bowlers there. Obviously Kesh bowled really well, but obviously from a left-hander perspective, he was playing the spin really well and taking that rough out the whole innings. So he played Kesh really well, and as I said, same thing with the seam bowlers. He's consistency with trying to take risks and weighing up risks, when to do it, was incredible. To hit Kesh to the long boundary, over that long boundary in the middle of over for a 6. He took a lot of risks and it paid off. He deserves all the credit he must get. I think we must focus on how good that innings was. I'm disappointed in the runs that we scored in both innings. I think we were under par with both that. We've played on harder, more difficult surfaces the last 2 years, and we scored more runs. So I thought there was an opportunity to get more runs. So for me, that's more a controllable this game, where we perhaps could have been better. The loss of Vern this morning, Vern on a wicket like that is deadly. And then lastly, I probably, the last conditions you want to try and play Sri Lanka on would be something like that, a very, very slow wicket. So perfectly set up for them to start their tour in South Africa on a not subcontinent pitch. But as you saw, spinner took 5 for slow conditions. Dwan wasn't as effective because the ball was stopping a lot of the pitch. So I would say they outplayed what we thought they would give us on this first match. But yeah, there wasn't much out there to work with. But for me, the upsetting thing was I think we underscored in both innings. No, we've got a terrible record, yeah. And obviously we played Pakistan, Joburg, Pretoria, Cape Town, which is all the right places where you want to play subcontinent teams. But then what happens is you need to take Test cricket all around the country, and what's left is the 2 slower pitches, which is what in a perfect world you want to play. If you have to play all 5 venues, then you split it up probably a little bit. You play Sri Lanka, one in the high veld and 1 coastal wickets. But still, we still have to be a team that's adaptable and good enough to beat teams like Sri Lanka in our own conditions. Even if you're playing on a piece of pudding, you still want to make sure you get the results. So disappointed that we didn't. We can't point any fingers. We'll look at areas where we need to improve, and that's, as I said, more for me with the bat. And then you have to give credit where it's due. That was a phenomenal innings to get 160 out of 300 runs. Well done.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section below. Click on the bell icon for notifications.